What's going on YouTube, FuzzyLogic here. I hope you all had a really great Christmas and a great New Year. I know I haven't uploaded in a while and I apologise for that, but I'm back in business today with the launch of the fresh Elysium servers. So the event we've all been waiting for has finally arrived, the biggest fresh WoW private server ever, but does it live up to the expectation? Let's take a look. It's typical for a private server launch to bring an influx of players for the initial launch event, but the sheer number of players logging into the fresh Elysium PvP server was mind-boggling at over 20,000 players. I've never experienced this kind of population numbers on any private server ever. But with all these players itching to log on and play the game at the same time, the population does have its drawbacks. First off, the devs set the cap at 5,000 players for the initial launch, which left me, along with 20,000 others, in a seemingly endless queue to get into the PvP server. The reason they set this cap to begin with was to give the players logged in the optimal experience by limiting lag and not stressing their servers. However, this did leave the majority of their player base sitting in a queue and feeling rather frustrated, as we have previously seen the servers perform well with over 5,000 players. Gradually, they did raise the player cap, which I believe is currently sitting at around 12,000. Despite this increase though, there was still an exceptionally large amount of players that were queuing for over 2 hours. In the end, I personally gave up and left it until the next morning. However, due to queues persisting to sit around 10,000 people, I was unable to experience the server until a couple of days after the initial launch, for only a short while due to work commitments. When I did finally get in to experience the server for the first time, this is what I thought. Yes, it is epic to be a part of this huge new community where everyone is on a level playing field, and I'm going to enjoy leveling on this server tremendously when I eventually do. However, the bottom line is the servers are struggling with the traffic at this current point in time. There is frequent login server downtime and sometimes extremely unrealistic queue times. One of the first Elysium tweets following the launch was the acknowledgement of the large amount of traffic and the suggestion of a new server, which has now been featured in a recent tweet highlighting the possibility of a fourth server. It is possible that this will not be the last Elysium server we see, which in my opinion will be a good way to go for the server. The large number of players in one small leveling area can make the leveling experience feel more like a chore, as gathering quests are a bit of a nightmare if respawn rates are low. You could find yourself, along with a group of other players, waiting for quite some time in one spot for a quest item to spawn, only for another player to jump in and loot it just before you.
Ha! Got him! Got him!
When you do eventually get into the server, if you have the time and patience to bear those long queues, the server does run really well with minimal lag and feels very fluid. For the short amount of time I played, I did experience 2 disconnects, however I believe this is down to patching and the implementation of that patch at the time. In a few months, when the leveling community is segregated into different zones and the initial hype train of thousands of players has died down, the experience will be much more seamless and enjoyable. Some people may not enjoy the huge queues and clusters of players in single zones at this current point in time. Rest assured though guys, this can only get better in the coming weeks, it will not last forever. Let me just say guys, this is by no means whatsoever a comprehensive review due to the extremely short amount of time that I've spent leveling on the new Elysium PvP server, but I just wanted to update you guys as to where I stand in terms of the launch. Right now I have mixed feelings about the server. I don't feel right recommending the server, as I feel that the queue times are simply too long for the average player. However, on the other hand, once you're past the queues and get online, the experience is exceptional, considering the number of players online and that this server is a private server. Almost 12,000 players were online when I was playing, which is simply unheard of when it comes to private servers. And to be experiencing next to no lag is unbelievable. I think the best way forward for Elysium would be to release a couple more servers to accommodate for the huge numbers of players. There would always be the possibility of merging these servers later down the line if people begin to lose interest and the server population begins to decline. I think when the initial hype train for this server has mellowed, we will get a much better idea of how many servers will be required. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been reasonably frustrated at the launch, but I would be interested to hear what you guys think and what you guys have experienced so far. I will continue to play on the server in the coming days, weeks, and will hopefully bring you a more complete review in the near future. But in the meantime, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear about your experiences with server stability, and if you've been lucky enough to sink enough hours into the server, let me know how it's been for you. As always, thanks for watching, and please hit that subscribe button for more WoW and gaming videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.